Hi there, my name's Paddy Finn. Some of you might know me better as Killian Carter, which is a pen name I use in some of my science fiction works. So I've been meaning to shoot this video for a long, long time now. I had a little script written out with notes, and I tried to record it again and again, and I found it just never sounded right. I guess it felt a bit too rehearsed and just not very natural. So I thought, you know what? Screw the notes, screw the script, just do this au natural, and hopefully, I don't know. I'm hoping it feels more authentic to you guys and to me. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable putting stuff out there that is kind of fake or whatever. Anyway, enough of the mumbling. To those of you who were reading my newsletter regularly, I apologize for not sending that out for a very, very long time. My family and I went through some very difficult times in 2019, and some things had to give. And unfortunately, the newsletter was one of those things. So I sort of disappeared very suddenly. That's not the only ball I dropped in 2019. A few other things suffered. I missed a few publishing deadlines, some important ones. For those of you who were affected by that, I do apologize profusely. And I am still in the process of fixing some of those issues, and they should be out of the way by the end of January. Fingers crossed. But I am doing everything I can to get those fixed. Thank you guys for sticking with me and for watching the video. Hopefully if you want to hear more, you'll subscribe. Although I will be including a link in the newsletter from now on for those of you who are on the newsletter. For those of you who aren't, consider subscribing so you get these videos whenever they come out. I do plan on doing them. Hopefully weekly, and maybe to start I'll do a few a month and then ramp it up as the year goes on. A lot of things have changed in my business, Starkey Press, over the course of the year, which has only started. But a lot has happened in 10 days. We started the year very positively. I now have a marketing manager and a business manager. That's the same person, and she helps me to keep everything on track. We have a really solid plan for 2020. We've scheduled everything, we've organized our tasks for the year, and we've got our goals, and we're trying to keep things more realistic than we have in the past. You know, I often expected too much of myself, that I would work really hard and then burn out for 2 months and not be able to write. And when other things came along, I wasn't able to cope with those very well. So we hope to avoid that in the future. And having my mother-in-law, believe it or not, who is my marketing and business manager, she was a project manager in a past life, so you know that's her shtick, and she's very good at it and very good at lighting a candle under my ass. So things are looking very positive from that point of view. My wife, on the other hand, Kaylee, she is currently training to become an editor. So the idea behind this was that we make it more of a family business, and that has a lot of benefits. Number one, it's very practical because it's within the family, and it means that when I invest in the business, I'm also investing in my family unit. Secondly, it takes a lot of the pressure off me. You know, when someone else is focusing on the editing side of things and someone else is focusing on the business and the marketing side of things, that frees up a lot of my headspace. You know, I don't have to worry about ads as much. I don't have to worry about, you know, who's editing and proofreading and, you know, developmental editing as much as I used to. And that frees up a lot of space and a lot of time and resources and energy, and allows me to focus on crafting the story and the books, or the product, if you will. So that's great. I'm really excited about that. We're through the worst of what we went through. We're going through the tail end of it. So we're going into 2020 with high hopes. And I would like to sincerely thank those of you who sent emails last year. I received quite a few emails from you asking how I was, making sure things were okay. And I want to let you know that I really appreciate your thoughts and your concerns. Unfortunately, I haven't replied to everyone yet. I wasn't really in the mind frame to reply to some of those emails at the time, but I will do that. I'm working through them at present. But I just want to say I really appreciate your. I really appreciate those emails. They came at a really low time, and they really helped, even if I didn't get back to you yet. So thank you guys. I really appreciate that support. So what is in store for the next month or two? Well, I'm currently working on fixing problems with Galactic Sentinel Book 3, The Shadow Falls, and that will be fixed by the end of this month. And then we're launching Bridging the Void, which is book 4 in the series, which is about 40% complete, and that'll be coming out at the end of March at the latest. I'll also be relaunching my ARC team, so if you're interested in receiving advanced release copies of my books, keep an eye out for an email or a video in the coming weeks, and I'll explain how you can get on board with that. I did try to do it in the past, and you guys have helped out an awful lot with my reviews over the years, and I really, really appreciate it. I can't thank you enough. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I can't overestimate how important reviews are to authors. And my reviews are fairly healthy, and that is largely because of you guys and your help, and I really appreciate that. And if you want to continue helping me, or if you haven't left a review and want to jump on board and get some free copies of my books, yeah, keep an eye out for the ARC team info, which I'll be releasing in the coming weeks. As for the newsletter, I don't think I'll be releasing it weekly the way I used to, at least not initially. I might do it once or twice a month just to get the ball rolling. I'd like to focus a little bit more on building up a platform on YouTube. As someone who used to own a video production company many moons ago, video is close to my heart as well, and I really miss working with video and audio, so I'm going to try and build up something around that, and I'm really excited about some of the content that I have coming out. So mainly it'll be focused on the lifestyle behind an author business, you know, what it's like being an author, the places I go, the people I meet, some of the things we do as a business. We might interview Kaylee and Penny at some point. I may interview other authors. I don't know. I haven't solidified these things, but I have some really interesting ideas, and I'm looking forward to putting those out there. And also, I'm going to have a section called Paddy Reads, and that's going to be for readers specifically. And I'm going to start by reading the first book in the Freedom Star series, which is a series I'm working on with Brandon Ellis. And we've released the first book, which is Starfighter. I apologize. Starfighter. And the second book is Interceptor, which isn't out yet. And the third book, we haven't really worked out a name yet, but those two should be out by the middle of the year. And Brandon is currently moving from Portland, Oregon to Bali, of all places, which is really nice. I am not jealous at all. If you ever watch this, Brandon, I'm not jealous. I promise. So Brandon is moving to the sunshine, whereas I'm sitting here in beautiful, rainy Northern Ireland. We've barely seen the sun in, I don't know, about 2 months now. So that's the problem with the winter here. The darkness is one thing. The very short days, very long nights. But even during the day, I mean, it looks fairly bright because I'm right next to a window here. But it's overcast, it's raining, and it's cloudy pretty much 90% of the time. So even during the day, you aren't getting any sunshine. So even though the days aren't as short as, let's say, Alaska, we're still not getting any sun, and that can have a big impact. So we need our vitamin D. Anyway, so Brandon and I will be working on that, especially when Brandon gets settled down in his new home in Bali and gets back up and running with the writing. But in the meantime, I'm going to read the first book on the videos, and I'll do that chapter by chapter, and I will hopefully be doing that once a week, all being well. I might do it a little bit more regular depending on how it goes. Anyway, that's all of my updates so far. I've probably forgotten a bunch of things. Like I said, I'm not using notes, I'm just winging this. Maybe, this is one of my first videos in a while. I'm sure they'll get better as they become more consistent and I get more practice. But yeah, I hope that's okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to speaking to you guys next time. So until then, have a great weekend and a great week, and all the best.